Welcome to the Late Sesh.
I love it. That was good.
Nice.
What number is it baked?
Is it late already?
We don't number the late
No, we
sesh.
don't number late
Number 222 and a half.
Yeah, 225. I like that.
Welcome,
How's everybody
on
doing?
this full
Cheers,
moon
everybody.
night.
I'm not even had
Bright,
the chat
shiny
pulled up
full
there.
moon. If you can see it wherever you are, we got a little peek tonight before the show started again.
Everything's
Cheers.
brighter at night now,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Especially if there's snow on the ground.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the snow just
No
makes
snow
it
on the
nice.
ground here.
Oh, it's snowing like a banshee up here.
Nice.
Baked was funny when he was pulling into his street today. He's like, see, this is where it's really icy. Tee. He's like trying to stop and stuff. They don't do anything to my roads.
Well, it's not that they don't do it. It's like they do a shitty job.
You don't have a.
There's always. It's like they always don't scrape it, and then it leaves like enough layer, enough layer so that as soon as it gets colder, it becomes an ice layer, and then you just got ice road. I hit a mailbox yesterday. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a bit of Michigander advice, man. Get yourself some snow tires.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
make a
switching my
huge
tires every year.
Yeah.
I
You don't
actually
have to. You
thought
can
that
still get
Pierce's
all-terrain.
car or Bake's car would be really good because it's one of the it's
All-terrain.
it's an all-terrain one. So I thought his would be great. You know.
It is. It's good.
It'd
It's
be even
just
better.
It's just pure ice. So it's just what are you
Nothing
gonna
you can do
do?
about
Just
that.
driving too fast,
Besides, yeah. I was going 10 instead of 5.
man.
You know, like that. It's
I still
like
get
that.
it
So
really is. It really is, man. That's the thing. Like
But,
four-wheel drive is
yeah.
great. You know, all-season tires, all-terrain tires, winter tires. That's all great. But if you're going too fast, you're just going too fast. That's all there is to it. You know,
yeah,
ultimately.
Four-wheel drive, not four-wheel stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the key.
I have learned my lesson and to go slow in Michigan no matter
I
what.
usually turn off my traction control in the wintertime.
Right,
I usually
'cause you just
fuck
sit there,
around.
yep.
So it's what it
Yeah,
is.
because that shit
I was due.
will fuck me up because I'm used to driving, you know, and then when it's trying to shut off a tire to put it more power in the
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
no, don't fuck with me, man. Stop it.
Well, yeah.
All-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. I mean,
I've got all-wheel drive in my car.
yeah.
All-wheel
it's-
drive in the car, four-wheel drive in the truck.
Yeah. Ooh. Getting ready to smoke some government Oasis.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm laughing over here, guys, because I'm rocking this a different shirt tonight.
What you
Oh, I
got?
can kind of see it there. A
You
little
guys
bit
might-
there.
You guys might recognize it. I don't know if you'll be able to get the back there.
Let's make them big.
Oh no.
Stand up.
Yeti? Is it a Yeti shirt?
No. It's
I
I
there
don't
we
know
go.
what that is.
You know,
It's a
I'll just
tree of
zoom in
something.
for you.
Look like a tree of life.
I like the
Oh.
logo.
Celtic cultivation.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
laughing
I got it.
because he gifted me this, and it's chopped cherry, guys. So I've got a second
Oh,
chopped cherry. I'm
good.
rocking his shirt and
Oh,
that's sweet.
unopened, and we're gonna dive into this tonight. So
Nice.
cheers! Shout out to Celtic Cultivations. I love his packaging, his logo.
Yeah, I
I
really
like
like
the
this.
logo.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's good.
hmm
Classy.
They won at was it one of the harems they won?
Nice.
I think.
I wouldn't know, but
Remember
that's
correctly? Ooh, I know. they won-
You said that was
Well-
sister stain.
I know
It's
they
not
won-
allowed at a
Yes.
Halloween.
They
Yeah,
did
I would
win.
know that connected the dots. I was
Ooh,
like,
listen,
yeah,
I-
because you're
I-
not allowed there.
I do know they won.
I wouldn't
I'm not sure if it was a harem. I think it was, but nice job. Yeah, that looks
Yeah, it
nice.
looks good.
There you go.
Number one in our eyes.
Word.
Tell us what the terps are.
Very similar. Very similar to Pedro's.
Okay.
Okay.
A little less than the fruit, more on like the, I guess.
Was
cookies.
that a
I
good
was gonna
one?
say
That was
caramel.
chopped
More on the
right?
chocolate.
That was chopped
No,
cherry.
no, that's chopped
Oh,
cherry.
yeah, this is chopped cherry. Yeah, you're right. This is
cherry.
different. Shit.
Yeah,
Cherry
that's
pie,
it.
a one-for-one
Cookies is a cut, but chopped cherry, there's a lot of different people with chopped
Yeah.
cherry. I got seeds of chopped cherry. I just never popped them.
See, what would I do without you guys, panel? I would just be over here thinking I'm smoking the same exact thing, and then I would look at the other thing, and it'd be like, it'd say TC on it. And I'd just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yep.
What you got there, Tara?
Either way, it smells great.
The government oasis.
Oh, that government oasis. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. I think the high on
Oh, I
that
really
is one
like
of my
it.
favorite highs this year, I think.
Really like it.
Yeah, that's
new
I,
And
I, I'm
I
interested
get,
in blasting that and
I
get
get
it
the
washed.
pleasure of picking them leaves tomorrow. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's the
she's
table. I get to that table tomorrow. I got to help Pierce or Baked at work. I'm super excited.
Nice.
we
Yeah,
we had
Fun
a
day
busy
there
week.
in Canico. That was super fun.
That MJ BizCon is next weekend, so we're losing
Oh,
a couple
you- those two people.
coworkers Thursday
So
and Friday.
help
So
to get everything done and
to tell you the truth, Tara, this is helping you out, but it's also helping me out because I told him I got a fish coming Thursday. I was like, I'm
what you got going
I
on,
was
dude?
Ulterior motive.
I was like, I'm gonna need, to leave for like an hour or maybe half a day to wait on this fucking fish.
The truth
And then,
comes out now.
and then he goes, oh well, it's gonna be a busy week with me and Skeeto being gone Thursday and Friday, and we got this and that, and I was just like, fuck. And then I was like, well, that sucks, I'm still I'm going for
Yeah.
my fish. But I was like, well, this is gonna be because it wasn't a no, but it was like, we'll see. And then I was like, wait, I know a couple people that might want to come in and help us defoliate a fucking room. And
I
yeah,
jump all over that shit.
I connected Tara and Indica.
Hell, to be
We,
able
we
to
got Indica coming on
pick
Wednesday.
leaves all day,
Nice.
I love it. Therapy.
When you know that's all you're doing, like you set up proper, like bring a snack and headphones and you're set. Like that's not
Yeah.
it can be now if I had to do it every day for the rest of my life, like
Fuck
5
that.
days a week, no, I'm not
I'm gonna find a
defoliating 5
different
days
job.
a week. Yeah. It's the mix up for me, but like yes, there's those days where it's like, yep, today will be defol. I just go in water and then the rest of the day is defol, but it's
Pretty
useful.
mindless.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was nice what I got to pick on, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, they were the permanent marker wasn't that great, but then we got the the demon runs.
That demon runs we're gonna breeze through that. That's gonna be
that's a way better picker, and
Yeah.
like that's the shit you pick up on when you start doing it. It's just like
it didn't have a lot.
It didn't have a lot of
Long
leaves. They're not. They're poppies, so the leaves and stems pop off easy
That's
instead
nice.
of
That's really
stringing.
nice.
That's that
The
run
stringing
style.
pisses me
I feel
off.
like runs is that they pop off like that.
Yep. But yeah, so then we got a harvest tomorrow. It's just we're gonna be harvesting while she defoliates.
I can only imagine how many like gallons, if you will, like pot size or buckets. I guess in your case, like brute trash containers. Like how many gallons worth?
Menards bags.
Yeah. How
Menards
much?
lawn bags.
So we used the
Right.
Menards brown bags, and like so today we started that room. Yeah. So today we got half that room done, and we jammed all the leaves into two of those Menards bags. But we're talking like
you could stand on them and they wouldn't.
some people wouldn't be able to lift them out there. Like it's a good 40, 50 pounds of leaves in that bag.
Yeah, I could only pick one up at a time.
How many gallons are those trash bags? Like 35, 25, 55?
I don't know.
It's big.
25.
They're about 4 foot tall, I'd say. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say
4 foot tall. I can look them up. Hang on.
Way different process than I was used to from Freedom Green.
You had trimmers there today?
So it was like
we had trimmers there today.
What was the trim crew? Because my buddy Tyler said he was there with the trim crew, and he saw you, and he's going to say what's up, but he didn't know.
I saw two guys there.
Oh, he should have.
I told him he should have. He said next time he will.
But only two guys in the crew, and one of the guys complimented me on my sweatshirt. But
the one
he
saw
had gauges
Smokey.
in. Does your friend have gauges?
He might now. He's got really short hair. I haven't seen him
Tall or short?
Short.
That might have been the guy that had the hat on that was covering
up.
The
skull cap or
that
something.
was asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there was three guys. There was
His
another
name's
guy
Tyler.
with
I don't
a
know.
mustache.
But yeah, we had trimmers there today. I forget the
said-
name of their crew.
He said he saw my slap on the trim room door or something. I was like, I don't remember that, but okay. I thought I put it on
Yeah,
the
one
res.
of the doors I think has yours. I think yours is on one of the doors and not the res.
I've
Unless
got
it's
one
on
on the
the
res too,
resi.
for sure.
Maybe he saw that because they do go wash their stuff in there.
Oh, I have
But
one on.
yeah,
Okay.
they crushed it. They crushed it.
Did they?
'Cause
They
it
did a good
was,
job.
yeah, it
Nice.
was an ugly mess, and they finished today. So, yep, we got the harvest tomorrow. So, yeah, it
What's
should be
coming down?
easy though. It should be easy. What's coming down?
You got
Some
3 things.
demon runs, Obama, and TJ's Center Billy. They're calling it, which
What?
is Caps Junkie times Han Solo Burger 7 that he made.
Smelled good.
Wow. Okay. What's
Yeah, we
that
got a
like?
table of that.
What's it
Ooh,
look
what,
like?
what was that blue one? That's the one I thought smelled good. Blue something.
Blue
Blue
16.
Blue 16.
Yeah, that's an awesome one.
I thought that smelled really good.
The Center Billy,
What
I
does
don't
it smell
know. The Blue 16 is just like a kind of like a blueberry, but it's just a real good. I'd say more of just a berry.
Sweet.
You know, like you
Sweet,
get
yeah.
those fruit snacks or something. That it's not like strawberry or cherry. It's
Like a
mixed
mixed
berry.
It was
Yeah,
real
it's like
bright.
that.
Just like I just smelled
Well,
it immediately. It was just like, whew.
it's a little finicky and veg, but once you get to flowers, she's a beaut. And she just grows these. What I love is these just, they're like the size of golf balls up and down the stem, and they're just solid. You know, you could use them as a golf ball. Yeah, like and yeah, they're beautiful. It's yeah, I like that plant, but that's local caregivers. What do you call it? Flagship?
Maybe,
Flagship strain?
yeah. Or signature
Uh,
strain.
yeah, signature. That's a good way to put it. That's signature. What's that there? Adapt.
He's showing
Q-tip
his
test.
clean the Q-tip test. Yeah.
That goddamn rosin.
Yeah.
He's
Not
showing
like
off
that. Not like
showing off
that.
his fats and lipids.
That's solvent.
It's there. It's there. I tell you.
Yeah,
There's
some
I don't know. There
than
could be
others.
something medicinal there, though. We don't know.
We
Well,
Let's
yeah,
smoke
for
some of
sure,
this.
for sure. I mean, it's like a matter of refining it. You know what I mean? That's really what we're doing. Like we could bring some fats and lipids and other things along that might have some medicinal value there, whether it's that topical application or edibles or even maybe dabbing or smoking it, because we don't know what's necessarily contained in all those fats and lipids. But at a certain point, like, you're just like refining it, or with a intention of doing that from the bat and taking maybe less return and getting a more refined product. I think that's all there is to it, man. That one got me in the nose too.
Yeah, we did that, in the pressing game, just by double bagging the 25 micron, just to get that extra refinement. You do lose a little to the bag, but it's worth the
Yeah,
the return.
I've always liked how you do that, Dan. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I thought that was always a tip I took when I get to the pressing actual bubble.
Yeah, and
I'm
we've
gonna
dropped
be
that
doing that.
37 micron down to 25 micron now, so we run the 25.
Nice. Oh, real quick, I did pull up the bags. They're 30-gallon. For some reason, it says 30 gallons / 50 pounds. So, but I don't know what the 50 pounds means.
Just weight, volume it can hold.
Like,
Right
don't
before they
put
rip.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before they break.
We really stuff them, man. So like TJ did the
surprised how much
moms
we've gotten
today, and
out of
he
before.
cuts these moms that are 10 feet tall, and they have all this stockage, and it's just like he stuffs like one maybe into a bag, and you lift that, and you're like, holy crap! I hope this doesn't rip.
The reason I was asking is because I did a pretty heavy defol in my flower room last week, and it was like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 gallon pots worth, not like super crammed down like you guys are talking, but it was like, decent
We go
amount.
into the room with different pot sizes as like our leaf holder,
Right.
and then the bags outside the room, so you just go dump. But so like it's different sizes. Like I think Tara had like a 5-gal or 3-gal today. I grabbed like a 10 or an 8 or something, a big old sucker, which I don't really like actually, because you don't have a lot of
It's
room
mobile,
to maneuver or put on the table or where you want it.
Yeah.
But
Usually on the table in between the plants. You know, that's the best
the
spot.
beauty about the caregiving though is you guys can take all your leaves and however you put them in a bag or whatever, you can go compost them.
So ultimately, that's where I was going with this. Is I think that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say. It's like how much waste did you guys collect? Because those 20 gallons worth of leaves, I just took out right in front of the chicken coop and dumped them in front of them
Yeah.
as they came out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's scratch it up," and like there's not much there for them other than just to eat the leaves. But if nothing else, it's more bedding, more compost, more giving back to the earth. Like, why not?
That's exactly, but the law is so dumb. So because
They
we have
changed
to.
it. No, they've changed it. They do allow composting now at the commercial
How
scale.
so? How so? Like,
Do you have to have like a
'cause
professional
we
company?
can we go
Yeah.
dump it in the back and just start a
You have to
compost
pay
pile?
someone
No,
to
it's locked.
compost it.
Let me know when I can answer this question, and I will.
I'm sorry, dude. We're trolling on the letter
Yeah.
or whatever right now because we know what the fucking answer is. It's bullshit either way.
Just a fence locked place so that people can't jump in it, I guess. But yeah.
Oh, well, I wish I would have known that before we just bought a $2,000 shed. Because
Honestly, fencing's not that much cheaper, to be honest.
I think if you got chain
Oh
link,
no, Dan lost a dab.
I
yeah,
lost.
that happens,
It's in the
dude.
keyboard or the shoelaces, one of the two.
Look at the dog behind Nut Tree. Look at the dog behind Nut Tree trying to get up on this couch. Don't help him. Don't help him.
I think he's just trying to eat something in the couch.
Oh, but that's probably more like a dog. So yeah,
I found something, Mom.
yeah. Mom, what's in my couch?
Beef stick.
Oh, Mom threw out.
Oh,
Yeah.
where you go with those chips, Mom?
But no,
What
we
are
have
those chips, Mom?
we have a shed, and then eventually every month or so often the tree place comes and they bring their mulcher, and then they have to dump.
They're
Now
shredded.
this is what
Yeah.
they started doing. They have to dump out the Menards bags. We also out back, which there's no rules for what we do with our cocoa. So out back we stack our cocoa, and then eventually we just push it, get rid of it into the land. And yeah, I mean, to me, it's just making more land. But now they have to take the leaves and throw them in the chipper with like a couple, cocoa buckets and mix it like 50-50 or something.
To make it
Yeah.
unusable.
Yeah, to make it unusable. And so they started doing that.
And you have to prove that you did that too. So you might have to take pictures,
Well,
do it on video, or like
Yeah, you have to do it on camera, and to be able to prove it is you just have a log where so they come in and sign it, saying that they were there.
So who has to take it? Who's the wood chipper? Is that anybody specific? And what do they do? Are they just
Any wood chipper you can get that's gonna do it.
So I could actually get that material in a chip drop. I could sign up for chip drop and potentially.
Yeah, it's essentially you could.
Oh
yeah.
no! Oh
essentially,
no!
there should be a filter on chip drop that should
I don't
be
want
like
the commercial aphids.
Think about this, Red. Think about this: that land that you have at your facility. If you just accepted chip drops, and then even if you had to get a trailer yourself and picked up at these commercial facility leaves, you could just compost and then sell the compost as a product.
Yeah. Would I be able to just pick up leaves from you guys? Do you have to get rid of it that way? Would I be able to just come up with?
No, you could just bring your trailer half full of wood chips and then fill it the rest of the way with the leaves and then do the mix.
Full of wood chips, and then so I'd have to just mix it. So I can.
I don't know if you need to be like a licensed place or something, but I don't think so. I
They
think
actually
you
chip
just
it on
need
site right there.
You just need, they chip it on site, but you just need to come sign for it. So they can be like, okay, well, if the CRA wants, the CRA can be like, well, Red took these. Let's see what they're doing with them, and then.
Well, they can't
like
necessarily go investigate a private person on.
Well, exactly. It's not. I don't know what they want that for. There's a lot of random.
Once it becomes quote unquote unusable, they're kind of not worried about it. They just want to know that you've rendered it unusable. They're like, yeah, if you want to go sell it to someone after the fact, fine, because it's quote unquote unusable. That's like where their jurisdiction.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's probably it. So yeah, as long as you're on camera, Red, and you're mixing the leaves with something that makes it unusable, whether that be cocoa or wood chips or whatever, you should be able to do it, I would think.
Or like other leaves.
Yeah, figure something out, I suppose.
Bring half
I mean,
of
no,
them.
I mean, you guys got the right idea with having a pile of root balls right there. Just toss in a couple of root balls, and that's.
Well, now that's actually worked out. So yeah, but like
Yeah, they pay for that. It's not like they're going over out of kindness of their heart and doing that for free. So I'm just
yeah,
saying.
but if somebody
Look,
offered to come take it because they're getting free combos and they'll do all
I'm saying
that, sure.
if somebody came and offered to do it for half the price, it's just
What if-
coming. I'm
hold on.
saying lucrative business.
What if Morganja Farms shows up with a trailer full of pigs and just eats it all? Does that render it unusable, CRA?
That's kind of cool.
It does.
Chips
Or
with-
goats.
That 50-50 that Bake's talking about is specifically written out as an example by the CRA. So I think that's why a lot of people go with that one.
I want to see the ability for a micro business to be able to do that, like throw their chickens or their pigs on their compost.
Well, you wouldn't have to have any cannabis licensing for any of this. Like we use like a tree company, so it'd be more like you just need to have the.
Right, because
You need to
rendered
prove to the
unusable.
CRA you're making it unusable. So
Yeah.
how they do it is they're on our cameras with their giant, industrial wood chipper where they can throw a 3-gallon
Couple bodies.
cocoa husk or whatever in there
Yeah.
with no problem.
A
And then
cocoa
they
root
do that
ball.
all on camera. So like you would have to. That's all you need to be is an LLC on camera, I guess. Not even LLC. They're not
There
going
is
to come
no
check.
license
Right.
limit.
I mean, I would want to be able to like be the micro business and then also have the composting.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Garden.
You should be able if you.
You'd be able to do that, Red. You just have to
Yeah, I
mix
don't
it
think-
with some of your soil or something.
That's what I'm saying. If you just use the same soil you're using, you'd be able to make your own compost. Well, maybe not necessarily the same exact soil, but you'd be able to actively make your own compost within the same facility. Yeah, and reuse it.
I think the only issue you'd ever have is if the stars aligned and you somehow got the most nitpicky CRA person, and here's where it would end. They would just want to follow it and find out what you're doing with it. Make sure somehow you're not extracting something out of it. Make sure somehow you're not selling some black market distillate out of it. But once they find out you're composting it, they're like, oh,
That's
like
going right.
Russ said, it's unusable. But I don't think it would ever even get there. But that's kind of a good idea.
I think they have bigger fish to fry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, exactly. They do. They
I like
definitely
to see
do.
more like micro business / small food farm.
So,
Yeah.
Speaking of micro business, Red, I gotta unfortunately share some sad news. I think about a week ago, I saw this post by Munising Cannabis Company, one of the micro businesses up there in Munising, Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. They are going out of business.
Damn.
That's all the information I have. Other than
Fortunate.
Well, that
Yeah.
sucks. That's kind of a. I was going to say a low population, but Munising's not. I mean, for that's kind of a higher population.
they're popping in the summer. You know what I mean? I actually went up there only a couple months ago, and I actually talked about it on the show where they had very, very, very little on their shelves. They had like 2 strains of kind of shaky type flower left, like 2 or 3 edibles, and some merch. That was it. And he talked about how he had something, some harvest coming up from the lab test, blah blah blah. They just got cleaned out, and I think I showed up on like a Sunday or Monday or Tuesday or something. So I guess that's not surprising if it's a busy weekend up there. A lot of us lower peninsula type going up there trying to enjoy the summer, and he probably got cleaned out or whatever, but that was the last time I saw him. That was only a few months ago, and now it seems they were closing their doors. So yeah, it's a huge bummer, and I don't know, I just wish all the best to the micro businesses that are out there, because I think that's a really awesome model, and I know it's one of the toughest ones to survive in, but it was supposed to be there for us caregivers, and it's just completely unrealistic.
Yeah, it's unattainable
Yeah.
almost, but yeah, that's very unfortunate.
So you gotta support the ones that are still there, man. If you got
Yep.
one near, closest one to me is Eric, I think, over at Winewood.
Yep.
Class act.
I think aren't there a couple in Muskegon as well?
There's another one here in Ypsilanti, which would be less than 10 miles from Winewood. We're pretty close around here. I think there's one in Muskegon too.
The other license as well.
I think the first one was in Sheboygan, and I'm not sure if they're still open, but as far as I'm aware, they are. But yeah, I think last I heard there was like 10 of them. I guess maybe now 9 or less in the state. It's a bummer. That's crazy,
I think that like the diversified, all over the place, independent micro business model, vertically integrated model, it allows for like so much competition, where the current dispensary model is every dispensary has the exact same products. I mean, if there's like 4 dispos, there's really no competition. Except for pricing, and a lot of time that's relationship based on which dispo has the best relationship. A lot of times it's just under the table circle jerking. And call it what it is. That's what's going on. And whatever they're dealing with lawmakers and all that bullshit. So that's got the best products, right? No, dude, it's the micro businesses. They have the best products because they're independently owned, ran, artisan, small scale. They're not just like putting every product on their shelf that just sits there because people get overwhelmed. They go in there, I don't know what to buy, throwing all these products. It's the same fucking thing, there's a whole bunch of different flavors on the shelf. They're all cousins, and there's a bunch of different gelatos and runts on the table. It's like I want some variance. I'm overwhelmed with a bunch of the same thing, and that's the normal market. It's worse than Walmart or what's presented as like even cafeteria style. It's pretty bad. Micro businesses have, even though that's one brand that you're usually shopping with, at least you get difference in varieties of products between that store and what might be another store 50 miles away. Unfortunately they're not very close, but if you wanted to go micro business hopping, there's at least a half a dozen of them, I imagine, throughout the state too.
And freshness matters too.
It's huge. Yeah.
Freshness on the cannabis, the micro businesses are going to get it to point of sale a lot faster than your typical.
And we're talking 6 to 8 weeks. You know what I mean? It's going. Other than the fact that it has to be lab tested, it's only moving throughout 3 to maybe 5,000 square feet of space on the same facility. It's not allowed to leave that same facility. Right. So other than for lab testing. So yeah, it's still same 5 pairs of hands.
Rolls like down to that. They don't need to have stuff sitting around on the shelf. They can produce to order, and have fresh products at all times. The quality control is so much more narrow. You have it's just vertically integrated right there. Even if you had 3 stores to work with, something like that is just so much better than the current model. Is just sell everybody shit. It's all the same shit.
I think if they took the current model and allowed you to franchise it under the same ownership, I think same ownership would make sense, versus just franchising it, literally franchising it. So maybe multiple locations is a better way of putting that. Between that and the local municipality zoning restrictions, those are the 2 things that I think would need to change to make that current license in its current state a viable opportunity, or make it so that same micro business can have access to the rest of the market, just like caregivers should have access to the rest of the market. If we all play by the same testing rules, why not?
I think the way that needs to be done is there needs to be an amendment, right? And I don't take this lightly because that's a serious thing. We start talking about amending things, but I think that the language for the townships being able to opt in and out, I think that's fine when it comes to townships like Bloomfield Hills, for example, where a majority of the township's going to vote out or against cannabis, right? Let's say that, let's pick a township. We'll call it, X township, and they voted, 30% in favor of cannabis. That means that 70% voted no on Prop 1. Okay. Fair enough. Let's have an ordinance that says no marijuana businesses for you guys. Okay, that's fair. The whole township, 70% voted against Prop 1. Okay. Our township voted 60% yes in favor of cannabis, but the township still voted against marijuana businesses. I think that I think there needs to be some sort of amendment somewhere that says that the township people spoke on that ruling, Prop 1 fucking vote in 2018. If it was 60%, if it was 50%, 51 fucking percent, or more, then that township has to at least allow micro businesses.
I agree.
No ruling out, no red zoning. You need to at least create a ordinance that allows a micro business, at very least, or a Class A grow, or a transport company.
So
transport companies aren't allowed to exist.
Here's the sad thing, Red. If they did that, then they would put that in the industrial zone where nobody would go. You'd be isolated.
Exactly. Which is what they already do.
You have an industrial zone. So like there's like these agricultural districts, like we're in an ag district pretty much, where it's mostly lake homes, cottages, and ag. There's very little industrial. So they throw you out in ag, or they put a big ass restrictive like ordinance that says you need to be on 10 acres or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
They
obtain that land,
which the state needs to take control over.
That's like asking for more regulation sometimes, and I go back and forth on that a lot.
Is it like
really? I mean, in your comment, you're saying that they need to have multiple locations, but I mean that's not really micro anymore. I would say I don't think
it is because plant count.
Back. No, I don't think they're being held back by having one location. I think they're being held back by not being able to bring in other products when they have crop failure, things like that.
No, they've already offered a solution to that, and it's still no.
They haven't offered a solution. They changed a whole nother license. It's not the same license. They don't allow you to process any of your stuff if you're going to process.
You shouldn't need to. Okay, so if you, this might be harsh, but if you have so much failure that you need to bring in other people's product just to put product on your shelves and stay alive, I think those are the wrong people we want in business. I think the people we want in business that are so successful that they need to get product out.
No, you're thinking about it differently. I'm saying, for example, like I want the micro business to be able to play with the same ability as everybody else. And if you look at just the dispensary portion of the micro business, if your grow can't supply you as a storefront, all other storefronts have other options to keep their shelves full. They don't have to turn customers away and tell them we don't have a crop this month. You have to go away. There's other options. It's not the best option, but you get to keep your clientele. And right now that kills the micro business because you have so much stress on every single crop.
It's definitely a safety net. I think they should expand it in both directions, put it that way. I want to share something real quick before we get off this topic, Baked, if you don't mind. It's funny that Red brought up Bloomfield Hills because I wanted to point something out. If they can, for example, if they could keep out, cannabis businesses, whether it's micro businesses or dispensaries or what have you, just like many have, that's one thing. But I don't know, Baked, can you share the screen that I'm sharing?
Oh, I didn't see that.
This is Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I did a search for fast food, and if you'll notice, there's not a single fast food restaurant in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. And so if they could keep out fast food restaurants, I imagine they or others could keep out cannabis businesses. But this is what I'll say. And we're already seeing this, especially when it comes to the state lines and those towns that have limited their licenses. All it takes is a lawsuit. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It just takes lawsuits. And until those lawsuits get to that state level, that's regulation probably won't change.
And that's why we haven't seen it, because lawsuits are not just, you say it just takes a lawsuit, which I agree, but that's easy to say, but then to go and do and
right.
the
Oh
money,
yeah. Listen,
it
I don't
takes
want to go
to
do it.
fight
You know
those
what I
lawsuits.
mean? Listen,
Yeah,
that takes
that's
MSO
common
money.
response.
You know what I mean? But that's the thing. The MSOs are fighting those fights. They're like saying, "Hey, you limited to 3 licenses on the Wisconsin state line. We want a license too, and we're going to sue you to the point where you have to give us a license." So if they wanted to have it at the state level, yeah, just have it at the state level. The problem is we're the ones sitting here fighting for micro businesses. It's not someone with hundreds of millions of dollars or deep pockets and multiple law firms to throw at the state of Michigan, the CRA, and all the way to the Supreme Court. It's like it's us. You know what I mean? So yeah, Russ, you're right. Like that's a tall order, and I don't think any of us have the deep enough pockets to go and do something like that on our own.
I have no ambition to do anything like that.
Or the ambition.
I just want to be a little
Hey.
homegrown caregiver, take care of my patients, and just grow the finest weed I can, and help everybody else grow the finest weed they can.
I mean, to some that might be just as ambitious. Thank man, Dan.
Yes, true.
And I mean, you could do there's other things that just anyone can do. If you're going to get some cannabis, you can support, the people that are doing it right. And you can not support the MSOs. There's things you can still do, even as just a consumer. There's a lot of voting power in just your dollar. And I want to shout out Deep Roots. I've been wanting to for a while. She's made a couple good comments in chat. One was when we were talking about composting. She said that a lot of places that are growing mushroom blocks are trying to get rid of them, looking for a place to get rid of them. And I know for a fact that those compost well, because the worms and my worm bin love those things. And then the other comment, she had the name of the micro business in, where was it? In Ypsilanti. And what was it called? Now I can't find it.
I saw it too.
Planet Jane.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Planet Jane.
That's right by us. It's pretty cool. They do their own flour. They're just allowed to have other edibles and other processed things. And they can't process their own.
Okay, so they're that new micro business license.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just have their own flour.
Yep. What is it? Double the plant count, no processing, but you can import products. And I think you can send your stuff out to be processed as well. You just can't do it.
I wonder if that would be almost way more affordable than having to get like a C1D1 and all that other stuff.
Oh, for sure, it's way less.
Yeah, sure.
Start out like what, $1.25?
Like, do you need a C? Because I would imagine you need a C1D1 just to do RSO and just do alcohol.
No, that's C1D2, and it's a lot less expensive.
A lot less expensive.
A lot less expensive, like less than 10% of the cost.
Interesting. Okay, that's not that bad. That's not nearly as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah, C1D2 area could also be your packaging area. Not that I recommend that, but I've seen it.
There you go, Tara.
Oh, my Lanta.
There we go. Woo, woo, woo. Next Sunday, baby.
Yeah.
Coming for it.
She's fucking rank, man.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Can't stand it. Oh, so thankful.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Oh,
Cookies.
so we pressed that on the Let's Be Buds squish off. It was Tara's Kim cookies, man. It was fucking rocking, man. Stanky. Stanky. She didn't have many hopes for it, but it did good.
I didn't. Just, me. I'm just like, little me. I'm just not expecting much. And then when something does good, it's like,
it did good. It did good.
I didn't have
He has another one that's really good, too. So
appreciate it.
that one's in the fridge.
You did a lot of good work, too. You expressed it.
We
got it. You got all of it.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Good
Yeah,
job.
super excited to get that.
Yeah, we're counting down the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fucking dab it together. I'm waiting.
Nice.
Yes, we can't wait.
Nice and whipped, just like Dag says.
Yeah, we'll whip it up when you guys get here.
Speaking of whips, I was thinking if all you solventless folks out there today, I was walking down the paint aisle of Menards or whatever, and up on this shelf, about I don't know, 24 inches long, solid black welded steel, nice circular, blender looking formation. It was a paint mixer, but it was like heavy duty, probably 5 gallon bucket paint mixer. And I'm just like, oh man, we could whip some real hash with that.
That's a little big for me.
Get some dry sift? Hell yeah.
You're pulling 5 gallon buckets.
Yeah, I just use this little one here.
It's a nice
Put it
one.
on a drill and it spins it right up. Go to Hobby Lobby and get them because they're way cheaper.
Is this a brushless drill, Dan?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
It is. All my DeWalts and everything are really nice.
Don't want to be throwing those sparks in your guys' hash, guys.
No.
Oh, it's already fire. We don't need no spark.
Don't need to literally light it on fire.
No.
Been there.
Try not to decarb it. A bunch of snow today, guys.
Yeah, it kept coming, man. What the heck?
Yeah, man. Coming. 6 inches tonight, they're calling up here.
Oh, okay.
10 to 15.
Really? Damn.
10 to 15 in Gaylord, I heard. When I dropped the snow.
Love it.
That sled's ready.
No, not yet. I dropped it off today.
Oh, just kidding.
They're like,
Almost
we
ready.
don't even have the clutch parts yet. I'm like, oh.
What the heck?
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. I was like, you're taking it. I brought it here and it's a blizzard out.
Call me when it's ready. It better
You're
be ready.
taking it.
Yeah. Well, they took it. They're like, oh, all right, we'll take it.
It's not like it's doing you any good where it's sitting at your place.
Yeah,
You might
well, it's got to
sit
stop
there.
with the order. And
Yeah.
if it blew up, then they wouldn't cover it. So they just play their games. We're first on the list, though.
It got so cold too that like none of it is melting. I even threw some salt on the driveway, and it's like, nah, we're just gonna stay frozen.
Definitely cold.
Really? I didn't do anything. My driveway stayed pretty clear. I was pretty happy.
Really?
about it. Yeah.
Dang.
There's a little bit of ice on it, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think we're
Not expecting any Amazon packages.
22 right
I
now.
can't wait. He's like, come over and he's through his garage door.
Dude, my car's at the shop. It's not even here. So
Oh.
nothing to worry about.
Real quick, I stopped at, we'll just say, a fan of the shows today, and they have a nice inclined driveway. Put it in park and just I'm looking at them outside of my window and just started
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Panic.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think this is supposed to happen.
That sucks.
Yeah,
It's one of those times. Again, 4-wheel drive doesn't mean 4-wheel brake.
No.
We only got a couple inches of snow down here. It wasn't bad. Our sidewalks are pretty much clear. I didn't have to shovel anything or salt. It all was nice. Just give it time. Like,
Yeah.
Time. This time of year, just give it a day or two. In March, give it 2 weeks. It'll eventually clear. Right now we have so much fucking traffic in our driveway. We can't even get a shovel through any. There's trailers and cars and trucks and all kinds of shit. We're about to bring home another car. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do with everything.
Just leave the driveway full and you don't have to shovel it then, huh?
I'm pretty much there.
You need a car lift, dude, and get a couple of levels worth of cars over there.
That's a good idea.
I got my spot right in front of your house, so I'm good.
Yeah, as long as you park there during a storm, we won't have
I got my
trouble with
spot.
that either. Just drive away, knock all the snow off in front of a neighbor's house, and we'll be good. I'm excited for the snow season. It's kind of cool.
Me too.
It means that there's no work to be done out in the garden. The garden's finally put to rest. I'm not. Yeah, there's a pile of leaves I need to rake, but not when there's 4 inches of snow on it. I don't need to rake it now. I can wait officially. That stuff officially waits until we'll get a couple days in January, end of December or something, where it'll be like 50, 60. be able to go.
It's supposed to be 48 in like 3 or 4 days, but
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
supposed
that's
to
going to
rain
drop
on
right back
Friday.
down, I think.
Hey, quick update on our chickens. They would not come out of the fucking run today.
I believe it.
No.
They don't like that snow, huh?
No, they're like, fuck you. Trish said they wouldn't come out at all. So.
Aww.
I always like to open the door. I'll just open the door and they don't come
I
out.
don't blame them.
Come out now.
Yeah, she said open the door, and they're like,
Did either one of you guys get eggs?
Yeah, I got 4.
Trish got 4.
4. Okay.
We got 4 today too.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So
Watch
4's the
her.
average.
Watch
You can get it like
4 to 5 a day.
She gets 4 to 5 a day. She says.
Okay.
People put a lot of energy into like keeping their egg production up. If you just let them do the natural thing, they'll still give you eggs. It's just a few less eggs. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they just do their thing.
And it's better to just give them a break. Too.
4 out of 6. You know, we usually get a 6 egg a day. I mean, there's been a few
well
days.
now
Give the chickens a break.
our chickens are officially in their second winter. So
Oh, okay. So they're gonna start slowing down.
they're slowing down. So in their first winter, last year they were laying a lot more frequently. And Dan, you guys will probably get normal amounts of eggs because they're in their first, they're laying now officially.
Yeah.
This year is when we really noticed that slow down.
It'll significantly pick up in the
Are
spring.
you guys going to increase your flock?
They're probably unionizing.
Yeah, they better.
I think they're
Wow.
And
Spartan
you're going to have
set
to
up, I
start.
heard.
4 out of 6 of our chickens are like hybrid ones that really only have about a 3-year lifespan normally.
What?
So we'll see.
But what does that mean? Does that mean, okay, when you say a lifespan, that
For
means
production wise,
they're going to naturally die?
Like they're
From egg to death is 3 years?
they're white and black sex links is what they're called, and I think we didn't choose them either. They just, we were gifted them.
Yeah.
But from what I've read and heard is that they're like what am I trying to say?
So they don't make a good pet because
They
you
don't
don't want a 3-year pet.
They're mostly for production.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like it was bred because
They've
most
been-
birds live for a long time. We met a 48-year-old bird on Friday.
Yeah, that bird is
A
older.
parrot?
That was
It was a parrot at
Yes.
Press Pets in Lansing, and
There
that
are
thing
a few types
was-
that live that
was-
long, and
He
they're
was not
generally parrots.
yeah.
There are some chicken varieties that do have a long lifespan, and generally they
more of
will.
the heritage breeds. If you have some of the
Yeah,
older
except there's some breeds that are just, they're raised for either meat or something like that. So they're designed to get fat and plump really fast and early on, and almost
less than a year, less like months.
outgrow the dimensions and size that their bones can hold on. Like that's how a lot
Break
of
their legs.
grow. Yeah, like cows grow nowadays so fast that like if you don't harvest them in the first 2 or 3 years or 5 years, that it'll kill itself by the time it's 8 years old, even though a cow could live to be 30 years old or whatever it is, 20 to 30 years old. Like, this is how a lot of animals are just selected and bred for meat.
Yeah, but who wants to eat a 30-year-old cow, Red? I mean,
well, those aren't the. Yeah, exactly.
So I just looked
That's just the
something else
natural.
up, and it said that they do live longer. Generally, these are the kind that bigger operations get because the color differences will say that they're female versus male, so it's easier to tell. And so they'll get them and they'll only keep them for 3 years because it's when they'll produce the most eggs, and then they'll significantly drop off. And so usually they're cold rather than being kept alive, which is not what we'll do, but we'll probably add more.
what will you do?
We just ducks. I want ducks and chickens.
What will you do
Chickens
with
are
the
so
old
useful. Even without eggs, chickens are so fucking useful just as composters. So it's not like they're useless.
Yeah, this particular flock is like pets,
They're our first chicken.
I don't.
They all have names, right?
Yeah, they all have names. At this point, I don't see us killing animals in our backyard just because of the proximity that we are to all of our neighbors. And
we could feed them to the coyotes up here if you want.
You can make some funny designs out of blood in the grass and really freak out your neighbors.
Yeah.
we have a lot of fun with
Put
it.
some candles out there.
You do it in the front yard. I mean, instead of a whole
But we don't have no plans on any of our chickens either.
No, do it in their front yard, Red. There you go.
I would really not want to eat one of them just because.
Until you tasted them.
I will raise chickens for meat specifically, yes. But these 6 are just, they're like the first ones. So.
Well, like you said, they're productive, so they'll always be good composters or whatever we need them to do. When they have a natural death to their life, we'll bury them beneath a tree or something like that. We'll
compost them too.
Plant something.
And they're pretty docile. Like, they're good. They're sometimes loud, but
they're finger licking good.
So you guys have brought up a lot of things I want to talk about, all chicken and coyote and whatnot related. So today, I finally got not finally, it was very quick. I got all the meat back from my 2 deer.
Nice.
And
Nice.
Today I texted my neighbor and told him that, I've got some venison for him and told me to come over. And so I brought him a bag full and proceeds to show me the deer I got on his trail cam from, a week or 2 ago or whatever. And then pulls up a picture, a couple pictures from 10/31 today of a coyote roaming around in the backyard. And it had something in its mouth, and I'm like, please tell me that's not one of my chickens. And I couldn't tell. It wasn't. They were locked up in the coop all day actually, but so I can't imagine it was one of our chickens, but I don't know what it was. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was thinking, Dan. That's usually why they come around,
fence, man.
Especially in the daytime. I don't think a fence is going to stop those things.
Get a Premier One fence. It's a portable electric fence. It's
electric. Yeah, I'll say electric.
Hook it up to a 12-volt battery.
You just mean around the chickens?
Yeah, you can give yourself a little perimeter around the coop.
Those are close enough that I don't.
Put gravel down underneath it or something so the weeds don't grow up, because a weed will grow up in like 2 days and lean on that fucking hot wire and short it out.
Jeez. I don't think any coyotes are coming as close as the coop is, especially with dogs and stuff. But they will apparently. I mean, I've caught them on my own cameras, but that was more nighttime. We were surprised to see them in the daytime. Also, talking chickens, he was laughing because he's like, yeah, your chickens got kind of friendly one day. I walked down to my back porch and they're all just hanging out on my back deck like sunbathing. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you just kick them off, and he's like, nah, I grew up with them. It's fine. But, and then, oh man, what else? I had one more chicken story. Oh yeah, the meat bird. So he's telling me how his farmer buddy is trying to get him to do meat birds, and 10 12 weeks, you got 30 40 chickens, you just throw out a tractor, you got chickens for a whole year, you pay someone to come or just learn how to do it all yourself, process them all, blah blah blah. He's kind of looking at me and I'm like, man, let's just go in on it next year. Can we just do it? Let's just do it together. We'll split the costs and split the birds, and if it's successful, do it again every year. Like, we eat so much chicken, why not?
Yeah.
Faster poultry profits.
Surprising how fast those birds grow.
They grow so fast.
So
that they
fast.
can't support themselves.
Yeah. Well, those are maybe the commercial ones. They're not quite. When I was working on the farm and they raised them in an old trailer, like a semi-trailer. They just cut a door on it and put a fence up on it and put them in there. But yeah, it was like, I don't think it was even 6 months from start to finish.
No.
And I was coming home with smoked chicken. It's so fucking good.
It's really short life cycle for them.
Yeah. Like, yeah, they don't even see a year. I mean, they're
definitely not.
kind of sad.
They're bred for that,
That's what those sex links are generally bred for, like more of an heirloom or a heritage breed of a meat chicken rather than a Cornish chicken, because Cornish chicken, those get big, but they have a very short lifespan and a much more, I guess it's a difficult bird, like they have a lot of disease issues and things like that. So your success rate with a Cornish isn't as high as with a sex link. The sex links will generally give you eggs for one, but they'll also give you less pathogen and disease problems and things like that. But they won't give you as much meat per pound of their bird size, undress size won't be as big as a Cornish.
I feel like we've already talked about this, Red, maybe a couple weeks ago. But do we talk about turkey eggs on this show before?
I don't remember turkey eggs.
I don't remember turkey eggs.
Bro,
because
we've seen you'll see quail eggs.
Remember that because I
Duck
hate
eggs.
You see duck eggs. You see chicken eggs, obviously at the markets. You never see turkey eggs, and Thanksgiving just came around the corner and already gone now. But I was sitting in my deer blind thinking about this, watching these turkeys fly up into the trees and shit. I'm like, where did turkeys come from? You know, like where those spots? Obviously they come from eggs and stuff, but like I've never seen a turkey egg before. I never even heard about it.
Turkey or the egg?
Here's the
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Did you look it up?
I did look it up. Baked, you want to share with us?
Yeah, it says it's just not economically feasible because they only lay about 2 eggs, so it's just better to raise them to kill them.
Yeah, they're like they lay like a third of the amount of eggs as a chicken in their lifespan. They pretty much are. They lay them in like April to June or something like that. And in nature, they all like hatches of 12, I think it said. I don't know how quickly they hatch. It must be 60, 90 days or something like that. They're usually like under the bases of trees, under shrubbery, sometimes in open fields. I don't know. I'm just going off of what I remember. But yeah, man, I've never even come across them in nature, and I see turkeys all the freaking time. But I guess I'm really seeing them in like fall, not in springtime when they're laying eggs.
What if you bred them to?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like that's clearly what we did.
The chickens we have now are because we bred them for a long time.
We did it with the chickens. Could we do it with the turkeys?
I would assume they have them out there. They're about 50% bigger, but they're like 100% more nutritious. They're like a lot fattier. Not like a duck egg, but they are more like protein and fat, I guess. More calories, whatever. It's like, I don't know, nutritionally, it's one of the best like eggs per volume, if that makes sense.
What if we could?
What about an ostrich egg?
Well, now we're talking.
Like structure. What if we could somehow?
Yeah, but if we could bring back dinosaurs and get their eggs.
Stop saying my words.
Why there was a movie about that, Dave.
Well, that's why the whole thing, people don't understand. The guys just wanted some quality eggs. Trying to bring back all the good dinosaurs. Sorry, Red.
Amazing.
We synced up there, and I didn't know you were actually heading towards the dinosaurs, but
birds now are
bring back the dinosaurs. There's nothing. If you do it on an island, nothing bad can happen.
Obviously.
Yeah. Sure.
1 minute till hash time.
I had a joke there, but
you.
I don't think it's even YouTube appropriate, so I'll keep that one to myself.
I don't even know how you.
When I tell you, you'll know how.
Pterodactyl egg, like those suckers are pretty.
Remind me about the island, and that's all I have to hear.
Tyrannosaurus egg.
Okay.
So what blows me away.
Red, you look high as hell.
Yeah, in the range. In the range. The pterodactyls are flight. They have flights. They have wings. And they have eggs. But like,
yeah, they're descendants of our birds, man.
Well, all the dinosaurs are, not just the flying ones.
He wasn't a flying one. He was just like the lizard king, kind of.
Like I think chickens are closely related to raptors.
Snakes have eggs.
Chickens are dinosaurs. For
sure. Is a frog.
Dinosaurs had feathers.
Dude, we don't talk about
definitely dinosaurs
because
they're just
frogs
stupid.
are like amphibious, right? And they're like
dinosaurs weren't.
They're an egg. It's an egg.
No, but chickens definitely are.
And the fish egg grows a little fucking fish, but it's not a fish. It's like a sperm, and it's a weird sperm because it grows legs, and then the legs turn into a anamorph weird thing that loses its tail and becomes
weird thing. This is very detailed.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Are you talking about evolution?
I think he's talking about evolution, guys.
Like where we came from an amoeba?
A frog. The asexual frog that looks like a sperm. It comes from an egg. It's like amphibious, but then it's land dwelling, but still amphibious.
That's a huge torch
Little
sperm.
sperm, and then it grows little feet, and then they have little weird eyes, and then they detract their tail, goes bloop back inside of it.
Bloop.
I'm on the land now.
I'm admiring your blender.
And then it can eat fucking flies. But then it like reproduces asexually, and then it has eggs again, and then in the water, and then again it's a fish, but it's not a fish. It's a sperm, but it's not a sperm. It's an anamorph, but it's a frog.
Are you just explaining frogs?
They're fucking weird, man. And then if you take DNA and you feed it to, you know, like some old amber, like mosquito DNA that might have bitten a dinosaur from the past, you can take that and bring back the dinosaurs, possibly to a different country like Costa Rica.
Red, have you ever seen an axolotl?
Yeah, they're those little dudes that are like frogs, but they remain under.
They're like salamanders stuck in metamorphosis.
Yep.
So you can even chop off a limb and they should grow back.
A lot of lizards do that, though.
Yeah, but these, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Their tails come off. A lot of them do that.
We saw a bunch at the fish store, and they were pretty big. They were like sausage size. It was pretty impressive.
I always wanted a gecko, but I don't want no big old sausage leak thing.
Geckos are cool. It depends on which ones. Like I had the leopard and the crested, but like the crested I thought would be cool because you
I
get
like
them
what
and
gecko
you can
got.
put them on yourself, but like you have to train them in a way where like, because when you first get them, you put them, they just want to jump. Then they'll hurt themselves, so you're constantly just like hovering around them. And then the leopard ones are cool though. Leopard ones are chill as fuck.
Becca, you have a bearded dragon, right? Is that what she is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, beardeds are another chill one because
You know,
their natural reaction, anyways, to getting picked up is still. Yeah.
She's like, yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah. I had like a red one. It was orangey red.
A lot of thorns.
they're soft though.
And they come from eggs.
Yeah, the thorns are cartilage. Yeah, they come from eggs for sure. I know.
Yeah.
She's
I never.
Sorry, I can't get her right now. Her lights are off.
Are the only things that give live birth mammals? Is that just mammals?
That's what I think. They're mammals. That's the only two things I think there are is mammals and not mammals.
So is it live birth and eggs? It's just a live birth and then an egg.
Or an egg.
Or a frog.
But-
It's like
but
frog.
live
Frog.
Like even an insect, that's eggs.
Live birth comes from an egg though.
All right. So do insects give live birth? What insects give live birth?
No, they give eggs. They do eggs.
All insects do eggs.
Yeah, think about it. What
a
insect
lot of them
doesn't
do.
do eggs?
Could you imagine an ant giving birth just being like, "Eh," like something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Little miniature, like 1,000th of a micron size.
Well,
Little.
think of the mammal kingdom then. Like the mammal kingdom, like we got elephants give live birth.
Yep.
Anteaters, aardvarks, those things give live birth.
Whales.
And when deer come out all like skinny looking,
Dolphins.
live with those horny feet.
It's called viviparity in insects. It's where they develop an embryo inside their or within their exoskeleton. Apparently, I'm not that smart. I just
Talking
Googled
about
it.
caterpillars and like
That's not the insect I want to hang out with. It's like those IPM ones that inject inside the.
Ooh, how do you think they do that? Like a horn?
Yeah, they got a long needle, or maybe it's just their butt pincer. They're like a bee, but they inject inside something, and then it's like the eggs are inside of it. So the eggs then start hatching, and
Oh god, that's terrifying.
they sell it. They sell it. Copper,
Could you
Arbico, all
imagine
that.
that? Could you imagine if you had to worry about a bug just coming
That's
by?
what I'm saying. If it were
They're
like
biting
our
you.
size,
Never imagined it until he's just
Yeah.
Johnny,
It's
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
You don't go out past 6 p.m.
51 years
because
old.
the monarch hornets are out, and that they're like these giant 3-foot butterfly hornet looking things.
Not Johnny. No, Johnny. No.
One, and all it takes is one.
well.
And
Hey,
as
can
soon-
you
yeah,
share this? This is
and then I just
this is our favorite insect known as an aphid giving a live birth.
oh,
that's
gross.
Oh, I thought that was. I thought that was
Unusual
just,
mode of reproduction among insects.
Aphids
Yeah,
give live
that's
birth.
crazy.
Okay, all right.
Pop out another aphid.
So is aphid a mammal?
ass first too. That's
no, it's not a mammal. It's called
That's
versus.
different.
Okay, oviparity is where they lay eggs. Viviparity is where they grow the embryo within the insect's body, the exoskeleton. But they're not mammals. They're not.
They're
It's
still
different.
insects.
Do they eat
So
all
if we have the platypus in chat, does
Like
the
a
platypus
bucket
come from eggs or does that give a live birth? Interesting.
Platypus, I think, is a mammal.
It has eggs.
Oh yeah, but it has that. It's that insect, but reverse.
Okay, so
Like
what
how
about
that insect,
like a frog?
it's still a mammal, I think. Egg-laying mammal.
Weird.
So it defies the law. It said, I'm still a mammal, guys.
All right.
I'm gonna pop
think
out
it's-
some eggs once
I
in a
think it's
while.
just ancient. I think it's just ancient because I think most mammals early on were egg layers, and that we've kind of.
Aren't hippos like kind of like
Yeah.
these too?
I think we came from lizards eventually. Before that.
Well, yeah, if we came from fish and water life, all that.
Then there's like what's manatee?
I think manatees are mammals.
That's a mammal.
Like Barbara manatee.
Water
Barbara
mammal.
manatee is my
It
favorite.
just
manatee.
went unendangered.
Then you got dolphins. There's like a fish mammal. What about the dolphin?
And the porpoise.
Yeah,
Porpoise.
I would love a manatee as a pet if it were like morally
Porpoise or
correct.
manatee.
If it were morally correct, that's
Yeah.
a strange way to put it.
There are, isn't
You
there
need a much
makes
bigger
them
fish
morally
tank.
correct.
Well, yeah, I'd probably get like a Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah, you need like that. One of them. I used to watch this fish tank show, and they build these massive aquariums and shit.
Yeah, it would have to be
Yeah, that's it.
like or
Put
like
me and
I'd
Jake are gonna
buy
get
a
into it.
property with a lake.
I mean,
That's
if I had a
huge.
manatee, I'd want to swim with it and
Well,
cuddle
yeah.
and hug it.
I'm looking at pictures of manatees now. I'm like, golly, give
Cool.
that little donk on the nose. Look at that big old nose.
sharks lay eggs? But what about a seahorse? Seahorse.
No sharks. No sharks are live birth.
Sharks are also like
Some sharks lay in a pod.
yeah, they like lay those little like
Yeah, these
Yeah, I think sharks are. There's some live birth sharks. but
Some
there's
some are
also-
live births.
There's only 5 species of animals, or mammals, I should say, that lay eggs. I'm facts right now over here on Wikipedia. One of them is a platypus. The other 4 are all spiny anteaters, and I can't even pronounce it.
oh,
But it's
Wow.
like a
Ant eggs.
I was wrong about the anteaters. I was thinking
Echidna, Echidna. There's like 4 different types of them, all spiny anteaters, and a platypus. That's it. Thank you, Wikipedia. It's called monotrim. I don't know. All these Latin words. This is why I got out of biology and went
what
over
about,
to
the, what
chemistry.
about the seahorse? Because we're talking the male gives live birth.
Seahorse is a fish. I just found out that fish is neither a mammal nor a reptile or anything. It's a fish. It's its own category.
It's in the genus Hippocampus.
And fish give both eggs and live birth.
I guess so.
Yes.
But mainly eggs.
So mammals aren't the only ones with live birth.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, but we
we
figured
saw,
that out.
even
We
that
figured
aphid.
that out with the aphid.
go.
Where you been?
Now we're getting somewhere.
No, we're getting there.
He's catching up.
But yeah, we're getting there twice.
Live bearers are fish that retain their eggs inside the body and give birth.
You know, I've always been afraid of platypus.
Why? Because their bills are so large.
They have
never gonna
poison.
have
They have poison in their claws,
But you're never going to see one. Where are you going to see
I was like young, like 10 to 15, when you there was a rumor the poison. This is how the poison analogy was. That if they were to scratch your nuts with their claws, your nuts would swell to the size of a cantaloupe.
Now, okay. 15 is pretty old to be worried about a platypus.
That is just the right age. What are you talking about, Dan?
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about this shit when we're like 14, 15.
No older, no younger.
Let's think this through a little bit.
I love
it. In what
Uh,
situation are you going to be near enough to a platypus with your balls out?
How can the outback?
Where are you going to the outback? What are you nervous
where do they
about?
live?
You don't live in the outback. Why are you?
I'm taking a vacation to Australia, and I decided to go out there, and I'm like, oh, I need a dip in the pond, and so I take my pants off, and then I take and then oh, my balls are bare. Here comes look at that platypus, and I forget I'm in the moment because cute little platypus. Scratch! There goes my balls.
I would totally understand the anxiety if you were having a trip to Australia, but you weren't, and you never have been. So where's the anxiety about that coming from?
It's not like a massive every day I wake up and I'm like, platypus. Platypus check, Oh, I got to work okay today. There's nothing in the car. It's just like, I won't go near a platypus if I ever see one. I'll be like, oh, that thing's cool from 50 feet.
But if you had melons for balls, you would be pretty popular. I mean,
we're gonna
that's
break
what
you of
I want
that.
to see probably.
Big, the first thing is remember that you're in Australia and that you don't just go swimming in a pond because there's crocodiles.
Crikey.
Well, it's like one of the most dangerous places. Yeah, that's probably that. Yeah.
But he's a foreigner.
Before you go, you have to watch Crocodile Dundee, and he's going to teach you to bring a very large knife.
Shout out to Narwhal in chat, man. I haven't seen him in a while, but he says, "Why would you have your balls out by an animal anyway?"
Oh, now I'm googling it. Not only is it really painful, immediate, sustained, and devastating, but the pain is resistant to morphine and other painkillers.
Yikes!
I'm telling you, platypus, you don't fuck with those cute little things. Oh yeah, it's little Frankenstein. No, it's not deadly. It's a painful.
At least keep your nuts, away from them.
Well, I keep everything. That's the nuts is extreme, but it's like you don't want to get hit in the ankle. You don't want to get hit anywhere. I mean, it's not gonna bite you. It's a duck bill, but it's gonna scratch you.
Do the wallabies and kangaroos, are those ones giving live birth also?
Well, they put them in their pouch. So that might be a whole different category.
Like give a birth and then they just live in the pouch.
I think they birth into the.
They're marsupial, maybe.
Oh my god!
Marsupials are any
like penguins do. Don't penguins kind of like live in?
Just ask if they give live birth.
Penguins an egg, but the male just keeps the egg in it.
Generally,
it's a mammal. It's a mammal, but they just have a pouch.
Keeping up in chat, man. You're really missing out. You gotta keep up in the chat.
Kangaroo's a womb.
You must be really terrified of that fish that swims up your feet all too.
I get terrified of stuff like that, or like your ears sleeping out in the wild. There's so many bugs that could just be like, that's a nice home. You think bugs can't get in a tent?
Well, not mine. I haven't had that.
It's called anxiety, bro.
I worked in the ER for 20 years. Just let me tell you what crawls in your ears and your nose.
Wear a hat. You good? Cover up your ears.
Can someone fact check me?
I would just like to remind everybody that out of all of these animals that we've been listing and all these crazy ways that they all get brought into life and into this world, we're the only species that is sitting here online talking shit to each other and smoking doobies.
That we know of.
To be honest, there could be like a group of chimpanzees right now doing their own podcast.
I don't think that's
Chip Nation. They got their own
is Tree Alpha broadcasting live, and I got a banana here.
I don't think
they may have learned telepathy. They're just doing it in their mind.
Dude, you don't remember Jackson from Chimp Empire?
No.
I didn't watch Chimp Empire. What is that?
It's a Netflix docuseries about chimps, and they definitely have their own like blogs and stuff. Listen to this fact. Please, someone check me on this. On this website called Animal Hype, it says, kangaroos generally give birth to a premature baby that is as small as a honeybee, smaller than 1.5 inches and weighs less than 1 gram.
Gutstein looking, and they crawl up the pouch.
Yeah,
it's so gross.
I don't know. That's like a little mouse, dude, a little baby mouse crawling up in the pouch. And
I don't know. Some people look at that and say it's cute. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them.
It says it says that's right.
Human fetus, similar.
Yeah, it says that's right. 1 inch. 1 inch is about the size.
Human babies are one of the longest, most reliant. Is that I don't know what the word is, but
resilient?
No, the opposite. They rely on their mother longer than just
I
every
see
other
what you
mammal.
mean. Yeah.
No, I know some people that are like in their 30s.
Our brains are 25 years. It takes us.
We all have them kind of friends.
Mature. Think about that lifespan, man.
Hey, now the helicopter Bob, stop it.
On a recent lifespan, 25 years to develop is a long ass time to just.
Jelly bean sized baby.
Sure, elephants stay with their parents a really long time too.
I want to see how big this baby is.
Yeah, man. We've had to have had long ass lifespans for a really long time to take 25 years to develop our brain size.
Hey, speaking of
it's like a pinky. It's like a baby,
Like a little mouse.
Mouse or rat. Yeah,
It
they
looks
used to
like
call them pinkies because
Which I also found some
people
of the
buy
ugliest
pinkies. People buy pinkies to feed their snakes.
Yeah, that's
and you hear them
exotic.
scream.
I
You hear
work
them
with a guy that raises
It's gross.
ball pythons, and he has to raise the rats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's gross, man.
Yep.
No thanks.
It is
Yeah.
gross, but man, he's got some.
Someone's got to
beautiful
do it.
face.
Hey, so speaking of Australia and all these exotic animals, their friendly neighbor, New Zealand. Did you guys hear they're rolling back their smoking regulations? They were planning on getting rid of all like tobacco or cigarettes or whatever by a certain date, and I think it was already in play or starting to be in play where if you were born after a certain date, you just weren't allowed to buy any tobacco products. The new government, I think, got elected in or whatever, and they're all like, we kind of missed those tax dollars, so they're rolling it back and saying, hey, yeah, the way they're pitching it is this tax revenue is going to help with all these programs and stuff, and just completely ignoring
money wins again.
Dude,
yeah.
What's weed status there?
That's exactly how tobacco
Good question. Let's see.
I think they're medical or something. I'm pretty sure.
New Zealand? I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
The use of cannabis in New Zealand is regulated by the Misuse of Drugs Act 1975.
Mine.
Yeah, probably not good.
It doesn't sound right. Yeah.
1975.
The law states that possession of any controlled drug can be punished by imprisonment of up to 6 months and a fine of up to $1,000 or both Class A
There
drugs.
you go. There you go.
And to think that's where Lord of the Rings was filmed.
Yes.
What a shame. What a shame.
So I mean, one of the most beautiful countries, and I think also one of the hardest to get into. Did you guys know stingrays do live births? Are we still on that?
Yeah, I was actually curious about manta rays.
Yeah, stingrays.
Oh, you mean the murderers?
Live stingray birth today, didn't you?
Steve Irwin from us.
I was on
fuck stingrays.
Bastards.
There was a live stingray birth today on IG that I saw. Did you see it too?
No, I was just Googling it, and the seventh one was stingray.
That's crazy because literally on IG today, that's what I watched.
Well, now we're all gonna get it, just like we all got that stinking ad I told you guys.
It's so cool.
Told you.
I mean, they just like spit them right out, and then they have a couple.
Not ironic. It's
That's
how
what I
it
mean,
works,
man. They do that with seahorses. Seahorses' males just like out the gut, and it's just like.
Oh, it's so. You know what? I absolutely love seahorses. I think they're so cool because the dad takes care of the babies, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. He takes them all into his pouch, and there's a lot of them.
No, he's the pregnant one.
In Kentucky, they're at our aquarium in Newport. We have a seahorse display, and that's one of my favorite things to go to. And it's in like black light, and you can see them all. And the dads keep the little babies in its pouch, and it's so really cool to see. It's really phenomenal.
They're all just blowing up in the ocean all together and swimming in it like it's a one big happy family.
Big old family.
Well,
Then people fish them out of there and eat it and say it's delicious, and I don't understand it.
Most sea animals that have lots of babies, it's because it's an odds thing. So most of those babies in the wild are fish food. Like your friendly Nemo would love a baby seahorse. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm
more
pretty
of like which
picky.
ones
I'm
didn't
pretty
get
picky
eaten
on
and they make it down. You know.
My sea things that I eat, so I don't go too far above shrimp and fish. So
My old fish store had a seahorse tank.
I like crab, but I don't like to work for my food, so I'm not fucking with crab.
Yeah, don't eat the bottom feeders. I don't eat any of the fish, but I mean, at least don't.
I bought some crabs to clean the shit from the bottom of my
They are
tanks.
cool though. Those are cool as shit. Were they hermit crabs?
Huh?
Were they hermit crabs?
Yeah. Well, one's a hermit, the blue leg hermit, and I think the other's a scarlet hermit.
Have you seen them pop out?
No, they probably won't. I don't have other shells for them to move into yet. I need to get them some slightly bigger ones. The snails are annoying. They keep falling over and not righting themselves. And but that one we thought was dead is not dead.
Oh, so you got a bonus one then?
Yeah, that seraph snail. But yeah.
I'm surprised.
And the bicolor blenny's all active today. I showed Tara at lunch, but then I got dry food after work. It was delivered, so I gave them, and that son of a gun was out in the middle. He almost it looked like he bullied the clownfish, and he started gobbling the pieces up like a madman.
He was literally hiding in the corner, and I had to
not after work. I was like, I had to go up to the aquarium to make sure he went away because I saw he got like 10 pieces in a split second. He's like, bum, 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 like your dog with kibble, you know? It's like, and then the clownfish got some, so I was like, all right, now you guys can do whatever you want. As long as I see both of you get some.
The little clownfish is
I was surprised today. Yeah.
Super cute.
Yep.
Has he got his color back and everything? He's yellow again?
Yeah, he was nice and yellow today. So.
Sweet. So Red, you guys thinking about doing some microgreens?
Yeah, we have been. We bought some seeds. God.
That was my next question. What kind of seeds are you gonna?
Or something. Let's see. We got some like broccoli, some radish, some pea.
Nice. A lot of high protein. That's cool.
How many flats are you gonna do?
Probably start out with like 2 or 4, just for us. See what we can get done, and then probably start seeing what we can do with those crops. But we need to get a whole mess of stuff set up. And as always, it's not just like, oh, let's just put it together and whip it up.
Right.
Like clean the house first and move shit around and create space and prep the space. And
will you do that in like Rockwall?
Probably just in like
perlite. You can just do vermiculite or perlite.
Post mixture, probably the same starting mix is what we would start all of our vegetable seeds with. Omri certified cocoa perlite mix and some Omri certified worm castings and some Omri certified compost mix, something like Costa Maine or something like that. Mix it all together. It's a real thin layer, something,
Do you have a brand recommendation for Omri certified worm castings?
No.
Okay.
No. I like using non-Omri certified Dairy Dew, which is all
Morgan Composting right out of Michigan. I like that one.
It's a local all organic. There's Detroit Worm Company, Worm Cycle.
Detroit Nutrient Company, worm castings. Those are good.
Those guys, I'm not sure if they're Omri, but the Worm Cycle is also local, and they're shooting to get Omri certified. So I'm curious if they'll have an Omri certification within within the year, but usually whatever I'm able to source at the grow shop. Which
When I can find it, I really like Detroit Nutrient Company. It's out of Sparta, Michigan, where they process it at.
oh, nice. I think I've gotten Coast of Maine worm castings in the last round is Omni certified.
Oh, I've been having trouble finding the M3.
M3 is tough to find.
Oh, I'm having trouble.
Well, I'm not even going to shout out the brand I use. Yeah, use M3, guys.
I will.
Good luck finding it. It's a little tough right now.
I've been getting it right here in Jackson.
We went to Toledo Indoor Grow and we put in an order for some M3. They sell out of it quick, so I had to get some. I got Roots Organic for my sister.
That's okay.
Yeah, she needed something, and well, so
it doesn't have much of a charge. It runs out pretty quick.
Oh,
as far as nutrients.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll let her know that because
you might get to free veg, but that's about it.
Well, I talked her into doing the ocean grown the last time, and I don't think she understood me exactly correctly of it, how hot it was, and she had a lot of fallout, and she didn't understand that I mix my. I don't just do the ocean. You know what I mean? I cut it.
Yeah, you cut it with something else.
And I don't think she understood me like that. So she had a lot of fallout with her last grow, and she did not like what I hooked her up with. So when I went to the grocery store, she's like, "Can you please get me M3?" Well, they were out, so she got Roots Organic. So it's what they had.
It's not terrible.
No. They had some other things, but
like Michigan made
didn't have enough information for her. I had other options for her, but I couldn't tell her enough to go by,
Yeah.
Everybody look up what Fergola uses, and we're going to start using that.
Oh, what's Fergola using?
He doesn't want to tell anybody.
No, he's using Michigan-made mediums. He says it all the time.
Yeah, Michigan-made mediums. I'm 3.
Yeah, he has.
Michigan-made mediums.
Yeah, I'm 3. Michigan-made mediums.
Yep.
He uses the one that you have to fucking change out in between cycles, or in between when you flip it. You got to put the flower shit in and then up pot it.
If that's how you want to do it, yeah. Or just grow in the bloom.
Oh, yeah. That's an option.
I'm also seeing wiggle worms at Grow Green. They're Omni certified.
I'm using them right now. It's the only one I could find.
Indoor, outdoor, odor-free vegetables and flowers.
What's it called again? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
It's a wiggle worm. It's $30 for. I can't see the size.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen it.
$30 is compatible. That's about what an average bag of worm castings is. $20-$30. They're about $30 for a bag.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how much I paid. I have to find a receipt. I want to say.
I want to say it was $24.95.
Yeah, that's what
at
I
the
feel like.
Store I was at this weekend for that bag, but don't quote me on that. I think I took a picture, so let me look back at my pictures to see.
A bag of castings would go a long way.
Okay.
If you're just using it to brew extracts or teas, or I just inoculate my soil with it. I don't plant into it. I don't do a 1-to-1 with it. I mean, at best, I'll get if I was to one of those bags, I would probably mix into 3 to 4 bags worth of peat cocoa peat perlite mixture. So let's say I get a bag of Royal Gold Tupper. That's Omni certified. That's cocoa, high grade cocoa perlite. I think it's a 1-to-7. You can use it for hydro. I usually use it for my starts, and I'll add a splash of worm castings to it for starts, and then I'll use my main mix. I might do let's say maybe a sixth worm castings to a third worm castings, and then I'll do compost would be another third, and then some sort of a cocoa perlite mix blend like Tupper or something like that. I think Roots Organics, I think they make a good cocoa perlite blend. Canna Canna would be probably the next brand I would probably use. Canna cocoa with it. They do a 1-to-7 blend. I would probably shoot with that one and just mix it with some compost. I like Costa Maine. I think it works really well. It works really well for starts. I haven't found issues with burning. I've ran all different kinds of starts. I usually do like a 1-to-1 between the cocoa mix and that. And I don't put a whole lot into it otherwise. I might put some minerals like rock dust or a little bit of microbial like BioLive or something in it. Otherwise, I just give it some biology, some microbe tea. I'll save that compost, the worm castings, and I'll just use them for extracts. And just, like I'm making tea, but like in a 5 or a 50-gallon bucket with water, and I'll just aerate it and dunk it for a few hours or a whole day, and then feed it into my garden or feed it into my compost pile. And then it takes all the biology from that.
Have you ever heard of Rocket Earth?
I'm not.
Okay. That was one of the things at the grocery store this weekend that I've seen on IG, and I just like recently started following them just to see what was going on. But I saw the bags there, so I was like, "Oh, I don't know about this one." But I needed to do a little research on them before anything, and like price point was. Hold on, 1 second. Oh, come on, hello. Was like $27 a bag. And I've got the like logistics on the back of it and that, but it sounds like it's more like cocoa based. And obviously I'm kind of going after a soil thing, but I don't know. It was kind of different to see, another soil or another brand out there kind of thing that I'd never seen before. I just didn't know if anybody had seen it or heard of it or.
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm generally not even looking for water only things because I'll end up
that one's cocoa. It's got a cocoa base to it.
Cocoa base, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is definitely not soil based at all. This is more cocoa based.
Cocoa.
But it's funny, like the bag right above it is the little one the bag you were just talking about of the worms and stuff. The worm casting is right above it. So I was actually taking pictures of everything.
I mean, I hate to send people away from their local grow shop. So, I mean, check them out first. Go to the shop that's been downtown for the last few years before they get ran out of business. But, if you can't find what you're looking for, Grow Green up there in whatever it is, Whitmore Lake or, it's not too far from me, but dude, it's a whole fucking warehouse of soil.
Yeah.
You go in there with a cart, and like if you're going in there for like some M3, you're gonna end up leaving with like 3 or 4 cubic feet.
They usually definitely have M3. Usually. I can't always say always.
Well, I was looking it up for you to see if they had any, but it looked like they were sold out as well, at least on one of the sites.
Yeah, it goes quick, it's good. It's definitely one I love. So
is that a reusable soil? And the reason I'm asking because I'm totally using M3 and Spartan, you'd be super proud of me. I got in the garden today, busted out my channel lock pliers, pulled out the stem / root ball of I don't know, probably about 10 plants out of some 10 recently harvested 10-gallon plants. It's a lot of 10s. And out popped the 1-gallon root ball that I initially transplanted into these 10-gallon pots. Went over to my veg room, grabbed 10 1-gallon veg plants, threw some mycos in there, popped them right in there, topped off with a little bit of soil, and off we went. I am now officially reusing my water only totally M3 soil. It's Michigan Mediums, guys. Michigan Mediums. That's the brand I'm using. But yeah, I Spartan's been telling me to do that for a long time, and I've kind of maybe a couple times done it here and there, but not in mass or a full batch of plants going into flower kind of thing. But we're gonna test it out. I took 1 out of those 10. And I did use fresh soil just because I had it, and I had a fresh, ready to go clean pot. And so I guess technically 9 of them are being reused. But I did tag that one, and we'll see if there's any differences. It was a clementine, and I got 4 other clementines in the reused soil, so it'll
Nice.
be
Did you
somewhat of a.
re-amended it all for growing?
So I didn't, other than the mycos immediately. I do have some dry amendment to top it off with, both veg and bloom type oriented, amendments. Worm castings are going to be probably my go-to to start. I do have recharge, which I've already fed them with on their initial feeding. I guess that's really it. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to kind of rely on those 3 things.
Yeah, and I really like the worm castings as a base.
Need anything as long as you've got like minerals in there, right? You've got some sort of like if you got sand or like rock dust or lava rock, I don't know, whatever you have for your mineral source, your grit and your grime, whether it's clay or anything like that. As long as you have biology in there and organic matter, that is going to mine the minerals to make them plant soluble. You just need like you said, you put recharge in there, boom, that's all you need. And you might need nitrogen, fast nitrogen. Fast nitrogen is the one thing that I think that gets depleted the most because it's not really in your rocks. Nitrogen's like in the atmosphere and in other shit, it comes in other forms. So nitrogen's like really the only thing that you're usually chasing. Everything else is usually in your soil.
Yeah.
Of an amount, you just have to mine it. It should already be there. You shouldn't ever deplete that. In like 10 years, you shouldn't deplete the potassium in your soil. You know what I mean?
You just have to make it available.
Make it available. Yeah.
Good to know.
A good one for nitrogen is I like alfalfa meal, or neem meal is a really good one because you got to get an IPM aspect to come with it. But neem meal will help nitrogen in the soil a lot.
Dude, speaking of IPM, I'm just going to do a quick shameless plug. You guys, the MBGS had him on, I think, episode 76 it was, so years ago.
Wow.
The plan is to have Sync Angel on this Friday for an IPM talk on variables. Pretty stoked about him. Matthew Gates, if you're not following him already, follow him on Instagram and thereabouts. It's a lot of incredible IPM information.
Got a lot.
Matthew's a good friend. He's helped me a lot in my life in that area.
Yeah, I can say the same.
P. They're asking about P in chat. I think it's like fast phosphorus and not necessarily nitrogen. I think that it's high in nitrites and ammonia. Well, there's ammonia, and ammonia is going to revert to nitrite or something like that. It'll eventually get to nitrogen, but I think that it's more damaging in the form of nitrite or nitrate before it becomes plant.
You're better off pissing in your compost pile than.
Yeah, exactly. You want it to break down first. It's not gonna be directly available nitrogen. It's gonna take a while. Piss in your compost pile.
I'll do a shameless plug for Grandmaster LEDs if you guys are looking like red for the. This is something that we don't even talk about a lot, but we have lights for microgreens too. They're these little bar lights, and right now they've got them on the sale till the end of the month, and they're only $100 for a 2-bar set.
That's sale.
Yeah, that's a veggie set, or there's a leafy green set. So depending on what you're trying to do, if you're doing microgreens, I'd get the veggie set.
So what's the difference? Is it a spectrum thing?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
And he's tried a bunch of different spectrums. He's had Mandy. She's been growing all different things, testing them, and those are the 2 spectrums that they've found that work the best for those 2 applications. So
I would imagine that the veggie spectrum is more universal, and I'd be able to grow leafy greens under the veggie spectrum. I would imagine. I'm sure that there's.
Oh yeah, like the. Like if you weren't doing microgreens and you were actually growing out that broccoli, I would say still use the leafy green.
Still use the leafy green.
Yeah, or still
veggie.
Still use the veggie. I mean, I would use the leafy greens only on things like lettuce and leafy greens. But the bigger vegetables like broccoli, or the bigger vegetables like even beans, things like that, I would use the veggie spectrum.
I mean, they're the same price. I would probably.
They're the exact same price.
A little more balanced, And it's kind of cool. And I didn't notice. Are they able to be daisy chained,
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's huge. If you can
Yep.
take
Emily's been she's got a couple sets in her little grow spot that she's been growing all her different house plants and veggies under.
That's exactly what we want to get a couple for some house plants. We need a bigger capacity for the house plants. We need some bigger shelves. And
The thing is, they're super light, so you can find all kinds of creative ways to just stick in places, which is nice.
super cool. They're just bars. And
Yeah. It's the cables pretty much are most of the weight, the power cables.
they almost look like they could just be zip tied up.
Oh, zip tie with 100% hold them.
Yeah. And then a cable daisy chains them, and then I guess you can daisy chain more together. That's super cool. If you can keep, because they're only 25 watts. I didn't see that's 25 watt output. I'm sure that it's super low input wattage or amperage. I can't imagine what the amperage on those are. It's probably like 0.0 fucking 1 amps or something.
Yeah, I have to look at it. It might be on the website.
I could probably run 100 of those things on a single circuit.
That would be great.
I mean, it's a good price right now, so I shouldn't be talking about it too much, or else there won't be any available to.
I think he's got
Free soil, guys. Go get it now at where was it? Wetmore Lake or something?
Grow Green. Yeah. Go to Grow Green. Hit up your low, dude. Every time I go to the grocery store, we're the only people in the grocery store. Motherfucker. I used to go to the grocery store and it would be jamming in the grocery store, dude. And I don't mean Grow Green. I mean, Grow Green's always jamming. I mean, no, not now. I go into Grow Green and I'm the only motherfucker in Grow Green, dude.
That's crazy.
Scary. Yeah.
Bro, you didn't tell me we had 3 grow stores around here, and now we have 1.
Yeah, I'm hoping. My Blue Lab meter died on me. 10 days. I call about the warranty, and you know what's cool is the grow store takes care of the warranties. You know what I mean? That's what I like about the grow store. I don't have to fuck with shipping. I can go drive over to the grow store, talk to somebody, and sometimes they'll have a brand new model just swap out. Here you go.
Just RMA it, yeah.
Yeah, RMA, boom, boom, boom. You know, I've done that with ballasts. I've done it with all kinds of shit. I love the fucking grow store. I love dealing with humans for customer service.
Hell yeah.
Tech, dude. Anyways, the store, you know, I'm serious.
Careful, your boomer's showing.
Tell you know what, man?
President Boomer.
Tuck that back in.
Come on, man. Like, you can't tell me that we're in a better position when you can't fucking go return the ballast back to a human. You got.
I've had several good warranty claims through email.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with UPS, and like that's a
it's so nice. Just put it in a box. You say, "Here's money."
Most of the time, you got
money. Why are you giving any money?
You can't back out of your driveway.
Well, yeah, some of the RMAs they'll send you one of them shipping things.
That, you can print out. You go to drive over to the UPS for a free return, and then you hit 3 mailboxes and cost yourself $4,500.
Hey, it was 2 mailboxes. Whoa.
It was one. It was one.
That's an extra
one
going in
right
That's
there.
Fighting words.
Okay, anyway, I already lost what the fuck I was talking about. The grocery store.
Blue Lab pen.
So Blue Lab pen. I got 10 days. I go to the grocery store. I'm like, man, this thing's bunking out on me. It had been bunking out on me. I got a new Blue Lab pen. It took it took most of the summer, for them. But thank God they hadn't closed while they had my Blue Lab pen. You know what I mean? Because I'm feeling or kept checking in on them. You guys still around? You guys still doing okay? You guys are cutting shifts. They're not open on Sundays anymore. It's a sign. You know what happens once that happens.
Oh, yeah.
They stop opening certain days of the week. Next thing you know, they cut some super hours. Next thing you go, and your favorite salesperson's no longer there. Yeah, they left for a reason.
Favorite salesperson at a grocery store? I've never had that.
Listen, there's only 2 of them. You get
the favorite would be the one that leaves me the fuck alone and can ring something up quick.
We even have people at our grow store that say, "Well, I don't grow." And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
The thing is, we had 3 grocery stores here that were private. Now we have one grocery store that's GrowGen
that I liked, but
Mighty Grow.
They offered very
Mighty Grow was cool,
and they were not ignorant, and they had a lot going on. And I feel like after they got
ignorant as fuck.
Well, after they got bought out, they're like way stupid. But before that, they weren't.
The same people. They just sold
They're
out.
not. They're not the same people at all in there now than what
The
was.
guy
in
with the bib overalls, is he still there?
No, I have not seen the
That's
same
the dude
person.
I'm talking about. He was like really on top of shit.
See, this
That bib overalls
I think
on,
you're talking about
Oh,
people
it's
that got their cut and left.
Yeah.
But like they
I
still
feel like
have some
he
of the
might have
same
gotten,
employees there
shit.
because they bitch all the time.
Red's
I
spot
don't know.
on with the hours thing though. I watched the grocery store go from, open 14, 15 hours a day or whatever, 7 days a week, to all of a sudden it was Monday through Friday, like 9 to 4. And I'm not sure if they know who
the
their
hours are
target
on. Yeah, their
customer
hours are
base is,
just.
It was like
but none of us are going to the grocery store.
I got an idea.
at those
Close
hours.
during the week and just be open on the weekend. Then Jesus.
No, dude.
Yeah.
I need to go to the grocery store at like midnight. Those are like the hours
Exactly.
I need. It's
That would
like,
be
How
Home
sick
Depot's
would
closed,
that'd be
there better
sick
be
if
a
we're
grocery store
midnight
open, right?
shopping.
Red, Walmart
Oh,
is not
God.
even open at midnight.
no.
Yeah, isn't that
You're not
crazy?
going to the grocery store.
Myers.
Yeah, can you
That is
imagine it?
weird.
That's insane to me that you can't go to a store at any time anymore. What the
You know,
hell?
I
is
really thought
wrong
that
with
once
this?
COVID was over with, that we would get to go to Walmart again at the appropriate times that we like, or at least that I like.
Appropriate.
Because like
right now.
like seriously, like right now, I want to go to fucking Walmart. So we can't
We
do that.
call it Meyer up here, Tara.
She's got the munchies because everybody after the show talks about eating food.
Oh, I know it's terrible sometimes.
How long have you guys been
That's
thinking about that? I got my munchies in before the show thinking about that.
Yeah, I just got a nibble here, nibble there.
But it's silly. Stores aren't open. You can't go to Walmart. You can't go to Meijer. Kroger has never been open. So
Here's the thing. Do you care about the environment? So
Slightly.
do you know how much a Walmart fucking and a Target, all those stores produce for AC, for HVAC, for heat,
okay,
for
yeah,
lighting,
definitely
for
know.
all those
It's a
TVs and
push.
electronic to just be running for no fucking reason, for all that shit, so that 3 people at 3 a.m. can walk around and possibly buy
But
$10 worth of chips.
No, that's when
I know, but like it's just even beyond the profitability. It's just not feasible.
Oh, I hate
We should have more
it
small
when
stores,
people
and maybe
were-
there's a small store notorious for being open late. Like
Especially
Bob's.
Walmart. You got to listen
Bob's
to
convenience
husbands
store.
yelling at the wives yelling at the kids that they shouldn't have brought to the grocery store with them because they're too fucking tired and hungry. So it's like, ugh. I just want to go to Walmart and get in and out. Or any store. It doesn't have to be Walmart. Any store.
Meyer run in the middle.
Meyer's open till midnight, but
that doesn't help me out much.
Yeah.
Hanging them lights.
They didn't have our dry ice we needed either at this Meijer.
Oh, our Meijer does not have dry ice.
Sons of bitches.
They used to.
Sons of
I would have
they used
pushed
to. They
every
quit
display
doing
stand
it.
over as I was leaving. Just fuck it. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Meijer dry ice is like
We didn't
buying
get to go
gold or something. They want to like take your blood or
How
some
far
shit
did we
to
go?
get dry ice in there. It's
Yeah, they
ridiculous.
I think we
do.
drove 30 minutes to the next closest place, and it was a Ace Hardware kind of place, wasn't it? Just
Yeah, some of those franchises.
Yeah, it was just
So
a
worth
Ace
it.
Hardware.
Yeah,
It
$1 a pound.
$1 a pound. I mean,
They said
I
they
mean,
only
that's
get
like a
it
third
3
of
or
the
4
price of
pounds.
Meijer, though.
The lady comes out with 3 or 4 pounds, and she's like, "Is this enough?" And I'm like, "Probably not. Give me some. Give me like 9."
Can we just fill up the truck bed, please?
Dan's like, just get a few pounds. And I tell him, I was like, just get a few pounds. And he was like, how much should I get? And I was like, Dan said a few pounds. Get a few pounds. And he comes out, 12 pounds enough? And I was like, well, I don't know.
Dude, that
Just
shit
get a
was like
few.
rocks. Like solid rocks when I got it, man.
Well, we wanted to make sure,
It was really well prepared. So good
It was
job.
quickly done too. I didn't really take the time. I felt
Well,
like
I told them to layer it like lasagna, and they did a really good job. So
We drove around to a few places trying to be incognito and stuff. So
It was
Buying
great.
dry ice?
I was glad to get home.
With dry ice.
Actually, it'll be incognito with dry ice. So you know what
Layers of
science
weed.
experiment
It
is.
was hilarious,
Yeah.
actually. It was really funny.
You know how many other growers and processors I meet at the dock at the dry ice store?
I could
It's
imagine.
like once a week.
So the chick thought he was wanting to fucking mail some food out.
I just told her I was mailing food out. Yeah, whatever.
I've got a kidney. The dry ice. It's run out. We've got a kidney in the truck.
No,
We gotta get it.
our
We're
bitch
driving to
got
New
my
Jersey. We
kidney
gotta
out. We gotta go.
I've gone into the Ace by Me, the Ace Hardware by Me. It's 85 cents a pound,
Oh shit!
and
Holler.
it's pretty nice. And they've not once asked me what I wanted it for. Blah blah blah. I
They
bring
didn't
my own
really ask
cooler.
They didn't ask him either.
They're
I
just
don't
happy to
think.
have a customer.
I went
That's
into the
what it is.
mire. I went into the mire with my cooler and totally forgot. And like I was like, I
Details.
walked up to the dry ice and started filling up and I realized I was like, there's a couple. I think it was a meetup with you for Roy, and there's a couple, decent bags in here. And then I realized, all right, I need to do this quicker and like kind of hover over it. But
Well, we were like, the whole day was like we planned for. So
like, what do you mean, officer? This isn't 2.5 ounces.
we set off in the morning and we had to like layer this lasagna of weed in our cooler to get it to the next stop, and then we had to ensure that the next stop got it to the next stop. So it worked out great. We had huge returns, and I'm so thankful.
If anybody needs the hookup in Taylor, Michigan or Flint, Michigan, slide in those DMs because it's on the cheap and readily available. Outside of that, I got nothing.
Okay.
Albion has a factory, dry ice factory.
It got sticky around here. I was like reaching out to everybody that I've known here in town. He reached out to everybody he knew, and I was like,
kind of did the last minute.
where
too,
are we
I
going to
guess.
find this? Just because
Meyer is the last minute option.
Well,
but-
Meyer
it's my
has always
last
been the one to
minute,
have
yeah.
it. And then
I
they're like,
just
we
thought
haven't
Meyer
carried
did
it
it.
for
Wow.
3 months. So we're like,
Mighty
okay.
Grow used to have it, and then Grow Gym bought them, and now
Nixed it.
for the last 8 months, I've asked them twice, and they give me the same. Oh, it's coming. It's like it's almost like this weird like you're just telling me it's coming so that I'll keep coming here to buy my my $27 50-pound CO2 exchanges. Like what? Why are you lying to me? It's not coming, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Maybe
the
when
whole.
we open our grow store, we can supplement dry ice.
I'm not opening up a grow
do
store. I'm
a
opening
little
a fish
better
store.
for the community. That's what we're hoping for. Ohio, we're coming with you, a grow store.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we
definitely,
gotta have
definitely better than
something.
You
Michigan.
guys don't have anything big down there?
Okay,
Like-
so Toledo Indoor Grow,
Grow-Gen.
and then is Adrian in Ohio?
Adrian's
Okay,
Michigan.
it's in
Adrian's
Michigan.
Michigan.
Okay, so Toledo Indoor Grow is the closest thing that we have for a actual grow store.
How does that compare to like you've been to Grow Green?
Oh, Go Green is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a warehouse.
But-
That's your
Yeah.
Okay,
typical model. That's what Grow Gens usually
But
are.
at Toledo Indoor
I'll
Grow,
go to
they
Go
were
Green.
knowledgeable about
Or-
what they had. They helped us with what we needed. So I don't want to cut
Go
them
Green's
short.
only an hour and a half from us. So.
Yeah, so
Or
it's
maybe
not that
2
far,
hours.
but Toledo,
Oh yeah, you gotta have them within certain areas.
Yeah.
So
they actually had everything we needed. My sister was the one that threw me off with what the soil she needed, just because they were out of it. I wasn't after what she was after. We were after other things and just trying to make it all work kind of thing. So it wasn't like that kind of thing. But yeah, there's not that much in Ohio. So I really feel like Ohio can right now benefit from like a grow store, nursery,
yeah,
clones. And I love making babies. And
I mean like earlier they were talking about the grow stores, cutting hours and stuff. Well, yeah, they're cutting hours because their customers aren't making $4K a pound anymore, coming in willy nilly blowing like, yeah, that looks cool. Sell me on something else. You know, and so now everybody's pinching pennies and really budgeting when it comes to grows and quitting a lot.
Yeah.
But you're about possibly Ohio's about to enter the what 10 year ago Michigan, where like you're gonna have
Yeah,
4 pound possibly days for a while, and that's when a grow store is just loving life.
Yes, but you know what? I'm hoping that things are done right, and
that is done right. Backpack days is the
I know,
sweet
but,
thing. You go to
you
stores,
know-
you say, "Hey, do you want this?" Weigh it, mark it down, and buy it if you want it.
You know, it's going to take a little bit for everybody to catch on, that kind of thing. You know, it always does. So
Michigan's here to help. Don't worry.
There's things you can do, Tara. Like
yes,
you could have a space where we'll hold a fucking meet and greet or some shit, and have everybody show up. We'll shut the place down. Everybody show up and say hi.
I love that.
That's what. Yeah, that's like what that
You
what
know,
that place do out there.
I've
Bio.
had so many people, like, honest to God, so many people reach out to me from the whole Ohio going legal thing and asking me what they need. Can you help me with this? What do I need to do this? What has to happen? Like, I'm talking about 75 people. And to me, that's huge because that's like, I can't believe 75 people want to freaking grow. And I think that's tremendous. And I want to encourage that. So
my stepdad,
his stepdad is like, what do we got to do to grow?
So what you should do is just start shopping for places that looks like you guys could swing, that was big enough to have a grow store in it. But as long as it's just got enough space to have a meeting, you could have classes and have people show up. Those 75
so we
people.
have a place in town here that
$10
is like
at the door.
prime property for classes, grow store, the whole 9 yards. It's like prime property. It's like, I don't know how this town will accept it. So that's the other thing, you know, it's
Except what? A grow store?
cannabis, you know, it's a, you know, and a
The grow store is a legal thing. There's nothing. They've been around for 40 years in the reddest of states, and there's nothing any town can ever do about that. They can't.
Grow store is the legal on the legal side.
True, but I want to do
That's the
more.
picks and shovels.
I'd like to be just more than just the grow store.
Right, but get your foot in the door one way and then start stretching.
Well, what better way to network than to meet everybody by supplying them with
this
quality
town,
shit.
I feel like this town is a good town to experiment with because like his like step grandpa, who is like, how old's Doc?
83 probably or something.
I mean, he loves freaking THC gummies. He loves them.
That's cool.
He's all about them. So it's like, you know, if this man at that age can accept that and love something like that, then come on, people. Get over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, his step grandpa blows my mind. I love Doc. He's my man.
Nighttime dab.
There you go.
This one's for the good
idea.
dreams.
What gives you the good dreams? Triple burger?
Oh,
This is a triple burger, but I just getting high enough.
I launched my lid, but I still have the dabs.
Oh yeah, I am totally out on triple burger. We freaking.
No.
I heard Nut Tree enjoyed it.
Yeah, totally enjoyed it.
You did all, you greedy son of a gun.
And that's why I take the dabs with me everywhere I go.
That's why you had that giant satchel of dabs at the wedding, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep that under lock and key. Love it. You got to. Them
Poor
terms
Nut
are all freaking lockdown.
I'm gonna have to start giving 2 jars to you guys, just so Nuttree has his own head stash.
Don't even. Don't even.
He'd be holding out on Tara.
No, that's all right.
I don't know.
Wait,
I think
they'll each have their own grams or whatever.
yeah, well, yeah.
They're going to both be bribing each other is what that's going to come down
Yeah,
to.
they'll be like, "Are you out?
Let's trade you a dab of this for a dab of that."
Yeah.
Could I just get a little bit more of your Durban?"
You have no idea the fights that we go through over
If
dabs.
I give you
You
2
guys are like
dabs,
the
Primal
biggest
Punch.
stoner couple I know.
I mean, this is
Say this,
like,
Durden.
go
Oh, Durden.
nose. Yeah.
All right. Well, don't fight tonight. Just do
Nope.
some dabs.
Let's do more dabs.
Do
We'll
more
see
dabs.
everybody next
Cheers,
week.
everybody.
Maybe
Love
gotta
you
do
guys.